policy is not helping us at all. So they have to help us and make agriculture a workplace that people will vie to go and work over there.
Worldwide, the issue of climate change remains one of the most pressing concerns in recent times. One of the worst affected sectors remains the agri sector and farmers and their farming activities. Here in the Lower Nkommo municipality of the Eastern region, farmers here are not spared of the phenomenon. We are going to the farms of some of the farmers to assess the impact of climate change on their farming activities and whether they are getting the necessary supports from authorities.
Farming and agriculture and its value chain remain important sectors of any country's economy, including Ghana, where crops, livestock, and seafood that are produced feed the people and contribute significantly to the economy. However, these are exceedingly dependent on the climate, where changes in the weather pattern, frequency, and severity of the rains and droughts could pose challenges for farmers of all kinds and their activities, and even threaten global food safety. Many farmers have expressed concern over the changing pattern, adaptation, yield, lack of enough sensitization, and government support towards their businesses over the years. In this episode of GhanaWeb Special, we speak to some farmers in the Lower Nkommo municipality of Ghana, seeking to find out their knowledge of climate change and its impact on their jobs. What is climate change? Michael Obete asked these farmers.
Climate change is the change of pattern of rainfall and sunshine on our part of the world now. Climate change is seriously weather changes or rainfall changes.
Climate change, to my understanding, is just like unpredictable nature of the weather.
Climate change, the little knowledge I have about it is the change in the rainfall pattern.
These farmers cultivate the likes of mangoes, cassava, cocoyam, beans, maize, yam, and vegetables. They attribute the causes of climate change to deforestation, rampant use of chemicals, and wars.
The way we are destroying the forest, and then some chemicals like burning of ties and those fighting in the outside world is the cause.
Climate change has been caused by, let's say, human activity. The bad nature like human activity. So as farmer like this, some of the activities things that we do that cause climate change. For instance, deforestation. Most of the time during the chiefly cultivation, you farm here small, you want to go to a different place, you go and destroy the forest and other bad farm practices. Somehow you after slash you burn it. So the carbon dioxide go to deplete the ozone layer, then cause the weather to be unpredictable.
Pollution from industries and other things, and deforestation, are some of the causes I know that things about the climate change.
Mr. Doku noted that though he used to farm on a smaller scale with his father when he was younger, they recorded a bigger yield than what he gets now. He disclosed that farmers now depended on heavy fertilizer to increase their yields.
When I was farming with my dad, we couldn't farm more than 2 acres. And when we farm 1 acre, we harvest about 15, 20 bags of maize. When it comes to cassava, we even uproot cassava and some even left. I quite remember one of my cousins, Mr. Samaji, late Samaji, the first best farmer in Ghana. The cassava, one stem of cassava, you cannot uproot the whole thing for one person to carry. But today, the yield has gone down, totally down, to an extent that the whole acre, you cannot get 300 tons of cassava out of it. A whole acre of maize, you only get, if you don't apply heavy fertilizer, you only get 3-4 bags out of an acre. So it's seriously disturbing us in this part of the world.
He is now resorting to various means to help replenish the soil to ensure bountiful yield.
I planted these things in December during the dry season, and by the help of the irrigation, that's why I'm able to do it. And the irrigation goes this way. We have a pumping machine, 5.5 horsepower pumping machine, which is now costing 1,600 cedis for those smaller machines. We have bigger ones, but each farmer close to a river, about 400 to 1 kilometer away from any river stream, can use it. You get your pumping machine, you get your 2 inches. When I say 2 inches pipe, I mean this very pipe. This is a 2 inches. Then you connect it from the river to the farm. You reduce it. You reduce the 2 inches to 3/4. Then you have your 3/4 stopcocks and your irrigation tube. We've been calling it water for me. It's from China. They have a hose on it. So when you connect the pumping machine and you open the tap here and the water is flowing, you will see it. Oh, you made me wet. You you see the water coming out. So any time of the day you need water, you buy your fuel, you send the machine to the pumping house at the river, you pump it, and you are good to go. So we need assistance from our policy makers to back us so that we can be growing food for the country.
Kise Simon, who said he reaped bountifully in the past without the application of fertilizer, said the current climatic conditions led to a reduction in the planting season and reduced food production.
There's a lot of things. Like the previous year, do like from the 2006 to 2010, you can plant 1 acre, and when you do all your farming practices, you can, when the weather is good, you can get about 15 bags of maize in 1 acre. But these days, you plant 1 acre, even you even struggle even to get even 4 or 5 bags because the weather is unpredictable. It will not rain at the time it's supposed to rain. So as a result, you will not get the yield you are expected to get.
Though government interventions for farmers is crucial in lessening the impact of the phenomenon on food production, the farmers say this has not been the case. The farmers task the government to step in with concrete measures to support them.
We need it, but we don't get it as we expect. Somebody like me, I am award winner. I win Best Mango Farmer 2008, 2010. I won Best Vegetable Farmer, and then 2021 I won the overall Best Farmer for Lower Manya Municipal. About 4 times award winner. But what we actually need, we are not getting. Policies are not helping us. One government comes with fertilizer coupon. The moment they go, different one comes. So many things, and they fail also. They will get the promises before you plant. You go, the fertilizer has shortage. You have to leave the things like that. So we need a lot of things. I don't know if our politicians can bridge the gap between we, the farmers, and the intellectuals, so that we tell them our problem exactly.
Well, the only thing I'll talk about is as for the amoeba. For just last year, he gave me a chemical to control the amoeba. But apart from that, we don't receive anything.
Yeah. Somewhere 2 years ago, that Ministry of Food and Agriculture gave us some seedlings, and with that too, they will wait. They wouldn't bring the seedlings early, and somewhere the seedlings sometimes come around June, and there was a year which in June it did not rain. The whole of June we did not experience any rainfall. So most of the seedlings they gave got dried and died up.
The municipal crop officer for Lower Manya Krobo, Eric Agbemale, describing the situation of climate change as a serious concern to farmers and other stakeholders in the agric value chain, expressed regret that his department was not adequately resourced to pursue a rigorous sensitization and support for food producers.
I cannot confidently say we have enough resources to deal with the issue because it's a multifaceted issue. It's not only agric, it goes way beyond agric alone. everybody must come on board. All the stakeholders in agriculture or even environmental EP, everybody must be on board so that we can address this issue once and for all.
Mr. Agbemale observed that food insecurity was a threat in the municipality owing to the rising cost of farm produce. To help farmers overcome the problem, the municipal crop officer urged farmers to construct small dugouts in their farms to harvest water to supply their crops with.
And food security does not necessarily mean the availability of food. Is it affordable? Is it available? Is it accessible for the person? So as we speak, people are food insecure within the municipality. But some of them, they cannot afford the food even though it's the price expensive and they don't have access to it. So those are the challenges that we are having, not only the crop farmers, the poultry industry, the animal industry is being affected. Most of the poultry farms are going down to the high cost of breeding, soya and other things. So those are the challenges that we are having as the climate continues to impact on this. They decide to do initiatives like they do dugouts, small dugouts. They have to harvest water for their activities. So maybe if you have about 10 acres, if you have money resources, you can even use, you can dig a dam or you can do a dam on your farm. As the rain is falling, you collect some water. So within 3 weeks, if there's no rain, at least you can get your pump station and pump water to the farm. So those are the things that we need to educate them, but all in terms of cost. So if the government can come in and then maybe give them credit facility that those who are interested in irrigation, they'll be able to afford and give them some time or some number of years for them to pay back that money. Because I speak now, the loans are very expensive. Even commercial bank is about 32% now, and farmer cannot go and access that loan because they don't have the collateral, they don't have a lot of so accessing credit is difficult for them. So we hope government will come in and do something about it. Maybe provide irrigation system. Now we have modern irrigation system that are water efficient like the drip irrigation. That at least they will be able to use for some time now and then we see the way forward.
So you've heard the views of some farmers in the eastern region speaking about their knowledge, their experiences on the topic of climate change. The question is, what are our governments doing to ensure that these farmers get the necessary assistance and training to ensure that they cope and adapt to climate change? From Lower Manyakobo and some parts of the eastern region, this is Michael Obete for GhanaWeb TV.